The man rang the doorbell. However, the woman who opened the door didn't seem to want to let him in. Her expression was strange, and she claimed that Jack might have gotten the time wrong. But Jack had already received a deposit from the rich man, and after finishing, he could collect a generous final payment. So, for the sake of that money, he insisted on staying at the door. As the two argued, the noise drew the attention of a neighbor grandmother. Ellie, afraid of attracting more trouble, had no choice but to let him in. The pianist walked through the hallway, sat down at the piano bench, and put on a polite social smile. Playing the piano was effortless for him. What was truly difficult was controlling his expression, because directly in front of Jack lay a corpse. Jack pretended to stay calm, finished a piece, and then used the excuse of going to the bathroom to steady his nerves. He groped his way into the restroom, stood still to relieve himself, and dared not make a single move, because around the corner stood a tall man, nearly 1.8 meters, holding a gun. If Jack showed the slightest flaw, he would be silenced on the spot. Even though he was terrified, Jack didn't dare show any sign of panic. Luckily, the man did not suspect him. After finishing, Jack quickly pulled up his pants and felt along the wall to leave. When he passed through the living room on his way back, he finally saw clearly that the body on the ground was none other than the rich man himself. Though Jack was overwhelmed with fear, he could only force himself to remain calm and continue playing. Meanwhile, Ellie pretended to call the rich man, saying he would arrive in 10 minutes. Right in front of Jack, they calmly cleaned up the crime scene. Soon, the man stuffed the corpse into a suitcase, ready to take it away. At this moment, Ellie pretended to go out to welcome the rich man. She even played a recording of the rich man's voice to fake a conversation with him. But after only a few lines, Ellie quickly claimed that the rich man had urgent business and would be leaving. The man, dressed in the rich man's clothes, dragged the suitcase and walked out the door. After a long while, Jack finally managed to leave the scene safely. However, he didn't go home. Instead, he sat on the roadside, hesitating frantically about whether to call the police. After much hesitation, Jack decided to report it. But just as he was about to describe the murder, he suddenly saw a familiar figure,